I'm here with Dr. Mwelwa. We are going to talk about youth empowerment because we have seen that over 60% of the population of Zambia are below 35 years old. So that means that the majority of Zambians are youths now. So we would like to invite Dr. Mwelwa to talk about the youth empowerment, because this is what is causing a lot of problems. We just saw, everybody in the country have seen how the problem of the youths is real. We saw the district agricultural officer in Kasama being beaten up by youths. And this is because there is no employment. There is no youth empowerment. Both the previous regime, which is PF, and even the present regime, which is UPND. The youth problem is urgent, you see. The youth problem is urgent. And any other regime that comes into power, I think this is what they have to start with. The youth problem, I know that orphans, we have got a lot of orphanages that are taking care of babies, orphans, and everybody. But nobody is taking care of the youths. So the youths have been neglected for a very long time. Not only in UPND, not only in PF, not only in MMD, but in UNIP too. We had a problem of vigilantes. So it is in that vein that I'm inviting Dr. Mwelwa to try and help us on this problem of youth empowerment. So let me invite Dr. Mwelwa. Let's try and discuss this issue. Dr. Mwelwa, how do you think we can help the country? Because you see Zambia has a population of over 18 million people. And over 60% of those people, they are below 35 years old. This means that we have a young generation of Zambians. The older generation of Zambians is in the minority. And the problem of youth empowerment is affecting the majority of Zambians. And this is why we are changing governments every other year, every other 5 years we are changing governments. Yeah. It's because of this problem of youth empowerment. So we would like you to help us with discussing this issue of youth empowerment. Dr. Mwelwa. Okay.
Before I get to my ideas, I just want to run through many youth programs that we've had in Zambia, starting from the UNIP time. Kenneth Kaunda started some youth empowerment programs. I think it was during the Kaunda time when the National Youth Service, which is now called Zambia National Service, was started. What President Kaunda wanted to solve was the problem of youth unemployment, and so as to empower the youths. And there were so many other programs that the UNIP government pushed at that particular time. For example, many cooperative unions were formed. Young people were sent to agricultural training institutes to learn in agriculture, after which they were empowered. After the era of the UNIP, we saw the MMD also coming with their own idea. The PA not too long ago were releasing millions for youth empowerment. But then if you look at the achievements, you find that there is nothing that has been achieved out of these youth empowerment programs, because most of the programs are politically driven without proper preparation, proper research, and all this, a project implementation that works out well. So going forward, I think we need to delink politics from youth empowerment activities if we are going to be able to achieve what we want to achieve.
Okay. I agree with you. I think that politics shouldn't be involved in youth empowerment. We should delink politics from youth empowerment. You see, because if PF is in government and we involve politics, then it's become a problem. UPND is in government, we involve UPND, it becomes a problem. I think this should be like discussed on a permanent level area where government institutions should be the ones to deal with youth empowerment. You see?
Exactly.
So,
my view is that if we had some kind of a youth development commission that is appointed to address youth challenges, and the commissioners in that commission are non-politically aligned. They are people that are appointed and ratified by parliament who cannot be fired by any government that comes into office, but can run independently to ensure that they come up with a workable agenda. And then using that workable agenda, they push the youth development agenda forward, or the youth empowerment programs forward. As it is now, most of the youth empowerment programs are programs that focus on cadres or who affiliate or associate themselves with certain political parties. So when that political party is out of power, all those that are supposed to benefit are kicked out. And so they bring in others as a way of compensating them for the work that they have done for these political parties during the time when they were in opposition or campaigning to come into power. So
yeah, I think I agree with you, Dr. Mwelwa, because I remember that when PF was in government, there was a program that they did. They sent some youths to Nairobi to go and learn how the youths in Kenya and they are doing. I know that when those youths came back to Zambia, they tried to implement what they learned. Because in Kenya, they have got what they call ujamaa. Ujamaa means like we are relatives. And they have got another program called Harambe. You know? So all those two programs, they have produced results in Kenya. But when the PFO, I think, was in government, they sent some youths to Nairobi, Kenya, to go and learn how the other youths are doing over there. And when they came back, they were ignored. They tried to bring all that report if they could implement all that, but they were all ignored. Have you seen? When PF was in government. I'm PF too, but I don't support everything they were doing. You know? Most of the things were wrong. I have to make it clear. You know? So what I know is that all the youths, most of them who went to Nairobi to go and learn about youth empowerment, when they came back to Zambia, most of them stood for elections and they won the election. So these are the youths that are in parliament for PF now. But their ideas were ignored, but the people of Zambia embraced the ideas. And this is why they are in parliament now. You see? So this is a point to agree with you on the fact that we have to delink political parties from youth empowerment. Because youth empowerment is the life of people. Whether they are UPND or they are PF. I mean, these are human beings. They have to survive. They have to live. They need 3 meals a day. Whether they are PF or they are UPND, they need to live. They have got families.
Yes.
You see? So if the government can come up with an idea where they remove political parties from youth empowerment, I think that is going to help us. You know?
The other challenge that we have is the issue of mentality. When people talk about empowerment from government, they think of handouts, things that they must be given. I think there is a lot that we can do with transformed minds. And so a mindset transformation for our young people is another thing that needs to be dealt with. There is so much of dependence syndrome amongst Zambians or Africans in general, where people are dependent on their uncle, they are dependent on government. So that dependence syndrome causes them not to be innovative and creative. Because what we need in order for the youth to move forward, they have to be creative, they have to be innovative. I mean, we can take examples of Mr. Dangote, who borrowed money from his uncle, but then out of that borrowed money, he has managed to succeed. But the youths that we have in Zambia, once they are given money as loans, their mentalities are, these are government, it's something from the government. So they end up wasting their fortune, they end up wasting what has been given to them without making any progress. So we see that government after government, they push in a lot of money into the youth development agenda, but this money has not yielded anything because the mentality also on the part of the youth is not right.
Yeah, I think you are right on that one. Because it's like, oh, these things belong to the government so we can eat and forget, you see. But
Yes.
they are not taking an initiative. So in this case, the blame is not only on the government. The blame is also on the youths, because the youths are not also putting in effort. They are not trying to do something that is going to help them. You see, when they are given a small loan, they are also supposed to use that loan to the best, to the fullest potential. They can't just sit down and say, okay, so this is the government money, is going to come back, I can eat and forget. No, I think they have also to use initiative. Now, let me ask you something, Dr. Mwelwa, about the agricultural potential of Zambia. Do you think that if most of these youths were involved in some kind of agricultural schemes or activities, do you think that can help us too?
Exactly. This is something that I and my wife are doing in Mukushi and Chienge district. We have come up with high-value crops that we are training young people to grow. And so we have about 200 youths that are currently on our program. We have 100 in Chienge and 100 in Mukushi. What we do is that we provide seed to these young people. We train them on how to grow that particular crop. We also give them inputs. They grow, and after they have grown, we buy off the products and then recover our investment from that from those crops. Then the rest, they remain with it. And at the same time, since we give them free seed and free everything, in the next season, they also have to donate to other young people. And so we are planning that over the next few years, we grow this scheme to about 1,000 to 1,500 young people that are participating in this program. Agriculture is the biggest potential that we have that can actually address most of the youth unemployment challenges in Zambia.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. The thing is that what you are doing is great, but I think we need to make it more clear so that the majority of Zambians can learn about that. Because as you said, it's only done in Mukushi area in Serenje area. But I think that that should be done countrywide in all the 10 provinces of Zambia. So how can you advise the other provinces to implement what you are saying? Because I know it's a good idea. It's working very well in Mkushi and Serenje area. But Zambia is bigger than Mkushi and Serenje. We have 10 provinces of Zambia. If we are in the United States here, we would be calling 10 states. Those provinces here are equal to states. So we could be saying that Zambia has got 10 states. So how do we implement that kind of idea across 10 provinces of Zambia or 10 states of Zambia? What is your ideas about that?
From our point of view, we intend to grow this program to the national level, but of course we have to start from somewhere. And
Yes.
In order to grow the program to a national level, we need to inject more capital. We need to get more people on board, or even more funding on board. At the moment, we invested our own resources to kickstart this program. But then if there are donors, if the government would also be interested in what we are doing. But that only comes after you've proved a point. You run through, and then you are able to demonstrate. These are young people that we found at zero, and this is where they are today. And in the next few months, we'll actually be able to prove that to government and other stakeholders, so that we can then upscale this model to a national level.
Okay. Now, I know that here in the United States, there are some NGOs that fund, that may be looking to help in that area. And I don't know how they can contact you. Would you be willing to put your information online so that any other NGO that may want to be supporting what you are doing will be able to contact you?
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. That's a very, very brilliant idea. We can avail our information, especially through your platform, because I think you are covering a lot of people in your state, and so we can share information. We also have our Facebook page, which runs, and some of this information is on our Facebook page.
So, please, can you give us your information, your Facebook page, your whatever information you have, so that if people want to contact you, they'll be able to contact you. Because I know that this problem of youth empowerment is a big problem. And it's something that is supposed to be very much urgent. Any government that takes over the control of Zambia should look at the youth empowerment as the major problem. Any government that is going to ignore the youths, they are gone. Whether it's PF,
Yes.
it's MMD, it's UPND, it doesn't matter what label they give themselves. As long as they ignore the youth empowerment, they are gone.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yes, because people have to eat every day. There is no two ways about it, This is why in Kasama, the district agricultural officer the youths followed him inside her office. The youths followed her inside her office. And I'm not justifying the action. I'm against the action. The police should take over. They should take over that investigation and arrest every vandalism, whether it's domestic terrorism, whether it's vandalism, whatever name they label it. They should arrest those people. But the problem still remains.
Mm.
We have to provide, as a government, they have to provide the solution to the problem, because people have to eat.
Yes.
You know, they can't stay without food for more than a day. Even if it's $1 a day, $2 a day, they still have to eat. And this is what
Yes.
the international community must understand, that these measures, the austerity measures that they put when they give loans to these African governments like Zambia, you know, because most of these austerity measures are coming from the conditions from IMF. When IMF is going to give you a loan, they put conditions there. And one of the conditions is austerity measures. And these austerity measures are causing a lot of problems in the country.
Yes. Mm.
I know that when Dr. Kaunda was the president in the First Republic, when they put in austerity measures from the IMF, he made an idea where he had some social programs. And we used to call that coupons.
Yes.
Where he was trying to cushion the impact of austerity measures.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the majority of Zambians now, because Zambia has changed, you know, the older generation of Zambians, they are all gone. They are in the minority. Now it's the youths. Now these are people who were born in the 90s. Those are the majority of Zambians. So they don't know about coupons. You know, they don't know about coupons. And these austerity measures from IMF, they are really very strong. You know, we have seen the increase of gas prices and other necessities.
Other commodities.
You know?
Yes.
So this is why we are saying that in as much as IMF is helping, the damage that is caused is also very great. And this is where we need government. I mean, the present government may not do coupons like the UNIP government, but...
Like the Kaunda regime.
Yes, something that can help the youths. And it is in that line that we try to call you so that you can also explain what you are doing, so that other provinces, other states can also understand and be able to implement those ideas. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's in that line that we are asking you for those ideas. So in your programs, what you are doing, you are training people to become agriculturalists. Is that correct?
We are training, we teach them. First of all, what we do is that we go out into the nations and find market for products to grow. Find an uptaker that will buy the crops. Once the youths have grown these crops, they do not get stranded with poor pricing, or they are hit because the prices have gone down. So we promote contract farming. We sign a contract with the various importers so that we grow. For example, we are growing chili for exports. When we grow that chili, we have a market price, a price that is set already in the contract, so that when the youths are growing that chili, they know that they are going to sell it at so much, and this is the money they are going to make. We are also doing safflower. We've done about 200 hectares this year. We already have a price. So as they grow these products, they know how much they are going to make from their crop once they have harvested. So this is how we are doing it. And we will continue to look for market and come back with those crops that will be able to empower our youth in the...
Okay, so what you are saying is that what you are doing is that you are trying to provide market for the crops that the youths are growing, so that when those crops are grown, they are finished, they can have a market ready. Is that what you are saying? Or did we lost him? Oh, we lost Dr. Mwelwa. So what he was trying to say is that they are training the youths so that they can be involved in farming, and when they finish, they produce all those crops, the market will be ready for them. And we are going to provide the information on how to contact Dr. Mwelwa, on how they can help the youths of Zambia to be able to grow their products and to be able to contact the market that is ready. Because I know that when the youths are empowered, they will be able to survive. And that is going to help reduce youth's problems in Zambia. I think I am happy with such a program. And when we remove politics, let's remove PF from there, let's remove UPND from there, and let's remove all the other political parties. Let that be a government program that can run through regardless of who is in control of the government. And that is going to help our people. I'm your host, Baphiri, the voice for all Zambians. God bless you. I love